Well, beautiful people, best damn nation. It is Wednesday, and you know what time it is. It is the best damn wrestling podcast. I am your humble host, Brian Renegade, and with me, I have the best damn crew. First of all, this man is the king of grapplers. He is the green-eyed bandit. He's your mama's favorite wrestler, and he can whoop your daddy ass, Mr. Everything, Victor Andrews.
Hey, Mr. Everything is in your city. What up, best damn nation? What up, El Capitan? Let me give you your introduction. He is the leader among men. He is the captain of the ship. He is Mr. Best Damn Wrestling Podcast himself, Mr. Brian Renegade.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yes,
I appreciate it.
Yes.
I appreciate that. Well, that warm welcome. I appreciate that warm welcome, sir. Oh man, to the best damn nation. Thank you for watching this. When you watch it, when you listen to it, if you want to listen to your boys, you can check us out on all of the platforms where you get your podcast, on Apple Music, iHeartRadio, Audible, Pandora, wherever you want to listen to your podcast. You can check the boys out at the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast, man. If you want to watch us, you can join our Facebook page, our Facebook groups. You can also join our Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. So go over to those platforms and check out your boys at the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. We're doing our damn fizzle. You know what I'm saying? Each and every week, man. Mr. Everything, what's happening with you, bro?
Man, listen, I am out here working. I've been working on the railroad, trying to build this business, trying to get things up and moving. I've been wrestling. I've been making some moves, making some movies. Made a new account somewhere that I don't think I should tell everyone, but
you got OnlyFans?
I got a link tree.
About to say, boy, I don't know what Mama Everything gonna think about that.
it may have another link on there, but we'll discuss that another time. I hope Mama Everything's not watching. Mama, I don't have an OnlyFans. Mama, I don't even know what that is.
That boy got an OnlyFans, a Pornhub page, all that. You know, you gotta watch out for Mr. Everything.
Listen, we live in the world of 2024 on planet Earth, third Earth. At that, you got to get all your coins every which way you can. Okay, it's hard out here for it's not even hard out here for the pimps by themselves. It's hard out here for the ones that's working the streets. Okay,
yeah.
Everybody got to get their coins.
All right, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man! Well, listen.
What's happening with you, man? You getting ready for this wedding coming up in a couple weeks, man? What's going on? You ready?
Let me tell you. We talk about wrestling, but we also talk about life. Let me tell you something that happened to me. So I'm up here last minute trying to get my suit, my tux. You know what I'm saying? Trying to figure out, what color I'm gonna wear, what scheme. I done went all around the world trying to find a good suit. But the thing is, I went to Men's Warehouse because I figured, if I get my suit there, then my pops can go and get it. You know what I'm saying? It's a national chain. I ain't got to worry about us kind of mismatching when I'm up there. You know what I'm saying? So I went to Men's Warehouse, got my measurements done. Tried on one jacket, I almost bust out of it like the Incredible Hulk. I couldn't fit. My arms could not stay in the jacket. My shoulders would not stay in the jacket. I couldn't even move forward. So if I wanted to hug somebody, I couldn't. I would bust out of the suit. So I had to go 2 sizes up. Went 2 sizes up. My arms are too long. So the sleeves stopped about right. The dude looked at me He said there's not a suit in America in Men's Warehouse that can fit you. I didn't know if I was upset, appalled that he would even say that to me, but it just bothered me so bad. And I'm like, what you mean? He was like, your arms are too big, man. And, we don't have a suit that can fit you. I'm like, don't y'all fit athletes? Don't y'all have people in here that are bigger guys? You don't have a suit in America in Men's Warehouse that can fit me? Bro, blew my mind. Blew my mind.
It's the proportions. It's the proportions, bro.
It's the proportions, man. I'm all off right now. I got to drop some weight, man. That's the only thing. So, Mr. Everything is gonna give me some tips and tricks to kind of drop some weight, get in shape, because I got to fit my suit, man. When I do find one, I could go, to get a custom suit made, but I don't have enough time to. That's the problem that I'm running into. I don't have the time to get a custom suit made.
Whoa. Don't say that. Don't say that.
Why not?
Isn't your fiance watching?
She probably is. She know this.
Because when you say you don't have time to do something as important as a wedding.
Well, not that I don't have time. I'm saying that the suit wouldn't get made in time in order for me to wear it.
Okay. There we go.
No, I'm not trying to get me killed. No, I didn't say that. I didn't say that, baby. I didn't say it. Oh man, but yeah. So the struggle is real, man. Trying to get something around these pythons right here, man, and the bed and the seat. You know what I'm saying? So that's the struggle that your boy is dealing with. But I get it straight. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna look pretty spiffy in my suit too. So Best Damn Nation, if y'all want to check out the wedding and all that stuff, maybe I'll give y'all a link so you can see your boy go across that threshold into meridism. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
It was big. Well, listen. Well, yeah, that's a word. I'm making a word today. It's a word today.
With the best damn wrestling words of the day.
Best damn wrestling words of the day. Hey, listen, Best Damn Nation, you in the building, man. Let us know where you're from. Let us know what you're excited about, man. And put your links down there so we can shout you out during the show. But
and let us know if it's your first time. I think we got some first timers might be watching too. So if it's your first time, let us know so we can welcome to the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. We just popped your cherry on the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. So welcome.
And it felt good, didn't it? It felt good, didn't it? You like it. You like it. You didn't know you was going to have this much fun at a wrestling show, did you? No? Okay, don't worry about it. Oh, man. Well, listen, welcome, Best Damn Nation, to the show, man. We got a hell of a show for you. Mr. Everything, there's been a lot of stuff going on in wrestling, and one of the big things that's going on right now, it just happened on Monday night. Your girl, Nia Jax, is back in the building. She's looking fit, fine, and ready to fight. What do you think about the return of Nia Jax, man? She made a statement at the end of the Raquel Rodriguez and Rhea Ripley fight, man, and she attacked both of them. And then at the end of it, she jumped off the top of the ropes and sat on Rhea Ripley, smacked her in the face a couple of times, and let her know, bitch, I'm here. What you think about your girl Nia Jax coming back?
Several things. So one of the biggest things that we always talk about is who can take down Rhea Ripley right now. We've always talked about Raquel being able to do it, but they're not pulling the trigger on it, right? So we got to move on to somebody else, and there really is not anybody else that could, on paper, looks good enough to say this is the one that can beat Rhea Ripley, right? So because the pool is a lot small, unless you bring somebody up from NXT, you really don't have anybody that can really stand toe-to-toe with Rhea Ripley. Nia Jax is that woman that can stand toe-to-toe. Her size, her dominance, her look at the history of what she's done in the WWE. She can be that woman that can take the title off of Rhea Ripley. Now, here's the bigger problem. If she does, who can manage being in the ring with Nia Jax? Who's going to be able to stand toe to toe with Nia Jax? Because you got to think about it. You had, you went from Sasha Banks, all these smaller competitors: Sasha Banks, Alexa Bliss, Becky Lynch. Her name escapes me for some reason. Bailey. You got all these smaller competitors who can move fast. But then once you got into a Rhea Ripley situation, it was like, okay, we have nobody who can really step toe to toe with Rhea Ripley. I mean, she's manhandling men.
Yeah.
Nia Jax was that woman that was manhandling men. Nia Jax was that woman who got into the men's Royal Rumble and took everybody's finisher, but she was in there and she made her presence felt. No other woman has done that since Beth Phoenix in China. So that's been a very, very, very long time since we had someone to be able to do that. So if you think about it, we're going from Rhea Ripley to Nia Jax. Who is going to be able to conquer Nia Jax? You have to bring in like an Awesome Kong, to be able to do that, which I think she just returned to Impact, but that's neither here nor there. But you got to think about the situation and what you got unfolded. The other situation with Nia Jax is, how safe is she going to be now? Because it was always talk about, she's never safe. She's always getting hurt or hurting someone. The whole thing with her landing on the edge of the ring. And she's like, oh my God.
My hole, my booty hole. Yeah. Nia Jax was the first one to say her booty hole was brown. She was the first one. Yeah. Man, that brought some good points.
Yeah, you got a lot to think about in terms of Nia Jax. And if Nia Jax does not take the title of Rhea Ripley, then where does Rhea Ripley go from there? And that's going to be the situation. The only thing that I can really see is that they're turning into a triple threat where it's out of Rhea Ripley's hands completely. And someone just happens to gain a win off of somebody else.
Man, you got a good point, man. And there was one point where Nia Jax was the champion. She was tag team champion, and then she was the women's champion, took the belt off Alexa Bliss. And I think the angle that they ran was like a bullying angle, you know what I'm saying? Being bullied for being big kind of thing. But I like Nia Jax as a champion. I'm not sure if I like Nia Jax as a face, but I love her as a heel, because if she can really be selfish and really put on some great matches, I think that Nia Jax will be just what the women's division needs on Raw to be able to compete with Raquel Rodriguez and Rhea Ripley. You know what I'm saying? So I'm excited to see her back, man. She looked good. She lost some weight. She's been training. And a lot of fans are up. I mean, it's kind of like some fans are for it and a lot of fans ain't really with it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm happy to see Nia Jax there, because I think that she can be a real player of Monday Night Raw.
Absolutely.
I really believe that. I really believe that. And, I can't wait to see the face-off between Nia Jax and Raquel Rodriguez, or Nia Jax and Rhea Ripley. How does Rhea Ripley counter that mountain? Do you see Rhea Ripley doing the riptide on Nia Jax? She has before, but, you know what I'm saying, I'm interested to see where this goes, man. I think it's going to be very, very, very interesting.
And then let's also think about this. Once Bianca Belair comes back, where does she play in this whole fold of things? Is she gonna go and compete against Nia Jax for the belt, or is she gonna go back to SmackDown and go after the belt that Io Sky has? So it's a lot of different things that comes into play with all of this that we really got to think about. Pretty soon we're going to have the trade again. That should be coming up pretty soon. So, someone gets traded. I mean, that's pretty much what's happening now with Jey Uso coming to Monday Night Raw and someone going from Raw to SmackDown. So let's see what happens.
We were trying to speculate last week, me and Chef, who was going to be brought to SmackDown. They said some people were going to be upset. I was like, it was going to be Cody Rhodes. In a lot of ways, The Miz has already made that transition over to SmackDown because he's having matches with LA Knight on SmackDown, even though he's the Raw superstar. So I wonder who's going to make that transition, that jump over to SmackDown. And if they do, what kind of role are they going to fill on SmackDown? Right now, LA Knight is hotter than fish grease. You know what I'm saying? Dominic Mysterio. We're going to talk about Dominic in a little bit, man. But Dominic has nuclear heat. What if you break him away from Judgment Day? What does that look like? You know what I'm saying? So I want to see who comes to SmackDown. I think it might be Cody, but we'll see within the coming weeks.
Now, if it is real quick, if it is Cody, what role is he going to play? Is he going to go and chase after Roman Reigns again, or is he going to go in another direction? I mean, and if he does go in another direction, what direction could he really go in?
The only direction that I see Cody going in right now is the United States Championship. To be honest with you, the United States Championship is the only relevant title on SmackDown because Roman Reigns is not there competing on SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
Io Sky, even though I love Io Sky, Io is doing absolutely nothing with the women's title right now, even though she has a match going on with Asuka that a lot of people are excited about. But Io's character is not showing. People don't see her character; they don't know what she is. She barely speaks English, but that's not really a barrier. If she can overcome that, and if her character can translate on screen, right now it kind of looks like she's Bayley's lackey still, which is weird. And I'm just waiting for Bayley to turn on her. I'm just waiting.
Yeah.
I'm like, look, it's gonna happen. If Asuka don't take the belt, if Charlotte don't take the belt, then it's definitely gonna be Bayley, and I see that happening. I don't want to see it, but if it happens, I'm gonna watch it. Pretty much. Listen, big news for WWE. WWE and UFC have finished their merger with Endeavors, and they are now TKO. Look, it looked like technical knockout, but TKO. It's a new company. It's the new company that's now publicly traded. It's looking like a great merger, and I'm interested to see what transpires, what kind of crossovers that we're going to get. Maybe we're going to get a new style that emerges from the merger of UFC and WWE. It seems like the best thing that's good for business. But I'm interested to see what the product is going to look like moving forward. People, this is officially the end of the McMahon era. Officially, the WWE has been properly owned by the family for years. Started with $1 million, ended up selling for a couple $1 billion. I think that was a good investment, sir. Straight up. And now the family's name is cemented. And you know, I think that if Vince wanted to still have some type of hand in the WWE, he definitely could, man. But I'm interested to see what kind of things that we're going to see with this merger, because this is big news, man. Look, let's get another opinion from somebody. This man that we're bringing on is the genie of the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. He is the Don of the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. He makes the Grinch look like the Cricket Wireless mascot. He is the one and only LP, the Don.
What's going on, man? What's going on? How y'all doing?
Oh man, we good. LPZ. Look, man, we were just sitting here talking about this merger between the WWE and UFC, man. This is big news. Officially named TKO and is publicly traded right now. LP, what are you excited to see with this new merger, and do you think that things will change for the better?
I actually don't want to see nothing. I don't want to see nothing different. I don't want to see no crossovers. I don't want to see. I think UFC is set in reality, and wrestling is set in fantasy. So I don't want them to start trying to merge. I don't want, like, I don't know if you remember when they were trying to. They're already doing the press conferences and stuff like that, like, which is cool. But some stuff you still want to keep it wrestling. I don't want it to get too realistic, and which I'm a fan of both. But I don't religiously watch UFC. And I'm pretty sure the UFC fans don't want it no more than the wrestling fans. You know, they got to be a good middle ground, which I don't want to see Conor McGregor showing up and getting the Money in the Bank contract. I don't want to see nothing.
Would that not be bad for business?
No.
You wouldn't want to see Conor McGregor come over, and then Conor McGregor versus Matt Riddle in a pit. What do we call it? Pit fight?
No. Them crossovers. It may be good temporarily, or it could be like money. That's just like Mayweather fighting McGregor. It was good. It made money, but that was horrible for boxing. Like the actual sport itself. If I was an actual boxer, I would have been like so upset about that. That's like, as Mr. Everything, he's an actual wrestler. Sometimes when you see these David Arquette actually won the WCW championship. So sometimes things may sound good on paper, but for the long run, it don't never. Floyd Mayweather not beating Logan Paul like he should have, like he could have. He gonna let that happen. That man gonna brag about the fact that he almost beat him, knowing damn well he didn't. But he always had that bragging point for the rest of his life. I just think some things you got to keep separate. So no, we do not want to see McGregor showing up, which he might, because his UFC days is almost over with. I don't know if you saw his last couple of matches. He ain't really got nothing else to prove. And you don't want to be like Tito Ortiz to some of the ones, or Ken Shamrock, who kept on trying to fight and knowing their days was over with. So they're gonna be looking for some other money avenues.
Yeah, 100%. I can definitely see that. Mr. Everything, man, you're both a professional wrestler and an MMA fighter also by trade. What do you think about this merger, man, and what things would you like to see as a fan of both sports?
I think the merger is a big deal because you're bringing in two separate entities and merging them together with MMA and professional wrestling, which we've been doing that for a very long time anyway, with Brock Lesnar going back and forth between WWE and UFC, Bobby Lashley going before Bellator and WWE, Matt Riddle coming from UFC over to WWE, Tito Ortiz, the list goes on and on and on. Even Mayweather made his appearance at WrestleMania against the Big Show. So we've been doing this for a very long time. Now, how is it going to come into play in terms of guys coming and switching brands, so to speak? It remains to be seen. I mean, we see it all the time. We see rappers come in and start doing it. Look at Bad Bunny. Look at Logan Paul, and so it's going to be interesting to see what happens with all this merger. I really hope we don't have a Conor McGregor appearance, because who's really going to care? Unless he's going to get in there and have a real fight like Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey should have done, who both disappeared after that debacle that they put on. We have not seen neither one of them after that match.
Well, Shayna kind of has been bopping around, and I think that she just had a match with Zoe Stark, and she had told Zoe Stark that you gave me a better fight than Ronda ever did. And so we might see Zoe and Shayna kind of click up a little bit. I think that they will make a great team, man, but it really didn't do much for Shayna Baszler. It didn't really establish her the way it should have whenever a top star kind of gives you the rub, you know what I mean?
And that's the big topic that needs to be discussed. Is if we do make these switch swaps with guys coming from UFC fighting guys from WWE, what is it going to do for either one? Is it going to really bring up their star power, or is it going to bring it down? Like you think about somebody like Anderson Silva and Seth Rollins. You know, is that really going to make either one of them even bigger or even smaller? So let's keep them separate. Because that way everyone can still eat the way they need to.
That's interesting, man. I'm interested to see where it goes. I'm excited. I'm actually excited. Maybe we might see some crossovers. Maybe Cody Rhodes versus Conor McGregor. You know what I'm saying? Maybe Francis Ngannou versus Brock Lesnar. You know what I'm saying? Who's something else? But the thing with UFC though, I want to see stars. I don't want to see nobody that I don't know. You know what I'm saying? And UFC really, they don't have a lot of stars anymore like they used to.
Exactly.
And I think that's because it's gotten so saturated with the mixed martial arts world and fighters coming in, and now that they're not really building up stars like they used to. You know,
now,
so you might have somebody that have them. Go ahead.
Now let's explore that. The fact that we say that they have to build up stars in MMA and UFC. We never really had to build up anybody. You know, you had fighters, you had boxers, you had Muhammad Ali, who had his own star power, his own charisma. You had George Foreman, who had his own star power. You had, Conor McGregor, who came in with his own star power. You had guys like the Gracies and, all these guys who had their own star power that you didn't have to do anything for them to build them up. They just came in out there and they punched you in the mouth, and then people realize, okay, this ain't somebody to play with. Mike Tyson will punch you in the mouth, and he ain't somebody to play with. So, the fact they have to try to build a character for a UFC fighter or an MMA fighter takes away from them. And like you said, they don't have enough guys who can say, oh, I know who you're talking about. Like if you say, you drop a name for me right now, I'm like, I don't know who you're talking about. Because you're very, very product. You a WWE name, like everyone knows Seth Rollins if you say Seth Rollins. Everyone knows Roman Reigns if you say Roman Reigns. Very rare people will know throw somebody's name. So anybody, random.
Everybody's not gonna know Chad Gable.
Everybody knows Chad Gable. Stop it.
Well, I think the thing is, when I used to watch UFC, not in this heyday, but kind of like when it started really getting popular, when you had the Chuck Liddells and the Tito Ortizes, and then all of these fighters, man. I think that, of course, the fights is what put them over, but it was a little build up too. You know what I'm saying? It was a little build up too. And like I said, when you're looking at stars, I think O'Malley is good. The kid, they got the colorful afro and braids. He's really good. Dempsey is really good. And like I said, Conor McGregor, I think he would really translate really well over to the WWE, man, and really piss a lot of people off. You know what I'm saying? But maybe we might see some crossovers, man, some exciting crossovers. I would like to see a more pit matches or a Raw Underground style. And actually, to be honest with you, this is probably the best platform for a Raw Underground kind of show, because now you have this merger and it kind of makes sense. You know what I'm saying? You can really play around with the story-based world of the WWE versus the reality and brutality of the UFC, and bringing them together where it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? That is going to take somebody who is very tactful in producing something like that, because you don't want to knock out the opponent within seconds of the match starting. You want to really make it a back and forth fight, and you can do that in a lot of ways if you're creative and make people believe it, that it's real and that they actually have a knockout, drag out fight, and still entertain people at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And I'm gonna go ahead and do this. WWE, I know you're watching because this is the greatest podcast ever. We know you're watching. We know you're listening. I am both. Well, I am all of the above. I'm a boxer, MMA fighter, and professional wrestler, and a writer. If you need someone to do exactly what Mr. Renegade just said, I'm for hire right now. Right now. I don't even need a big contract. Okay? Not just make sure everybody's taken care of. That's all I'm saying. My email it will be at the end of this podcast. Okay? All of it. Yes. Okay.
Hey man, Mr. Everything said he'll wrestle for $75 in a Big Mac. You know what I'm saying?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. Don't listen to that. No, I didn't.
Oh man, well listen, I loved WWE and the McMahon family and what they've done for the wrestling world. I hope that this new merger really ushers in a new age of wrestling moving forward, man. And I'm excited to see what kind of things are coming down the pipeline. Oh man, listen, I want to talk about who is the best heel in wrestling right now. I ain't talking about in the future. I ain't talking about in the past. I'm talking about right now. Now, we can argue that the best heel in the business is Roman Reigns. That is very arguable. Arguable? Yeah, that's the word. Arguable. Yeah. You can argue that fact that Roman Reigns is the best heel in the business. But when it comes to heat, when it comes to fan interactions, when it comes to just plain downright hate and disgust, fellas, who do you think is the top heel in the business right now? I'm going to start with the resident villain of the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast, the one and only LPZ.
Well, I mean, I think you got to give it to your boy Dirty Dom, just because fan interaction is like that. But the only thing about Dom, it's harder for me to give it to Dom because Dom needs to do a little bit more. Like, he was an MVP the last pay-per-view. He earned his stripes. Like, he reminded me when JBL had the belt. A lot of people didn't give credit to Orlando Jordan. Orlando Jordan was the damn VIP of the cabinet. He kept that belt on JBL. So, like, Dominique definitely earned his stripes to make you hate him even more, especially that he made them boys lose that belt. So, I don't see nobody else really. Who else gets booed like Dominique? Nobody. So it's really even Roman to get booed for a little bit because he's a heel, but he don't really get booed. Like, most of the heels, now that you make me thinking about it, most of the heels, they get booed, but they're not hated like they used to be. Like, sending death threats. Sort of Slaughter had to get security to help him get home, and getting death threats of people wanted to kill him. Like, we used to have some major heels. I think the heels now, they're just a heel because you know they're the bad guy. But other than that, they're not doing nothing to make you want to kill them if you saw them in the streets.
You know what? You got a point with that, man. Let me ask that question to Mr. Everything, and then we're going to break it down, man. Who do you think right now has the most heat? Who do you think is the best heel in the business?
So I gotta agree with LP. It has to be Dom. I mean, I've never seen anyone that put a mic to their mouth and can't even hear half the words that they're saying because the fans are booing so loud. Now, here's two things about that. One, are the fans really screaming that loud? Or two, are they screaming loud enough for the WWE to turn Dom's mic down so we, in TV land, can feel like that we can't hear them because they're cheering. I mean, they're booing that loud. Either way, they're making us feel like, yo, we really don't like this guy. They really don't like this guy because you can't hear anything he's saying. But when everybody else from the Judgment Day start talking, everybody quiets down. It's like, okay, well, he got something to say. Let's listen to it. But when Dom get ready to say something, They're like, no, we don't care about nothing you got to say. And every time he gets in a ring and he does something, he has that cowardly, tough guy type of mentality. He was like, when you swing at me, oh, Lord. But when your back is turned, it's like, yeah, what's up now? You talking all that junk. You just worry about my man, so you want my man. He is right here. He is right here. When soon you turn around, like, oh, hey, man, hey, I'm with you guys. Cool. So, you got to give it to Dom. As far as in ring wise, not too much of a heel because he doesn't really do too much in ring wise, but it's not much that he has to do because everything he does outside of the ring gives him his heel power.
Right. Oh man, I hate to say it. I gotta get dirty ass, soggy ass Dominic. I hate to give it to him, man. I ain't even gonna finish the city. Let me go out to the Best Damn Nation. Best Damn Nation, who do you think the top heel in the business is? Let me go out to the nation, man. We got Marcus Cofield off of Facebook, man. He said, Dominic is the top heel in the business. And to be honest with you, this can be arguable for people who watch AEW. A lot of people would say MJF. A lot of people would say Christian. Christian in his right has been doing some excellent work character-wise, wise, and then bringing young stars into the light and actually demolishing them and getting everybody to hate him too. Christian Cage on AEW is doing an excellent job of being a heel, and if they're smart, they will put him on TV a little bit more. You can argue. Now that I think about it, ain't nobody else. Yeah, Dominic is the one. Yeah, back to the Best Damn Nation. Jack Perry was just mentioned by Marcus Cofield too. Jack Perry, young boy Jack Perry turned heel. Apparently he's doing some pretty decent work as a heel, but nobody is getting booed like Dominic. No one is getting disrespected like Dominic. He can't even say a word. As soon as he say, boo! They boo him out the building. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, Mr. Everything.
And you got to think about it too. In terms of how strong his heel power is, if MJF is at his autograph signing, people are going to get their autographs and their pictures, and they're getting cursed out and middle fingers and everything else because it's cool to them. A little kid showed up to an autograph signing and took a picture with Rhea Ripley, and he pushed Dom out the way. He was, I don't want you in the picture.
I've seen that.
Nobody's really coming up to say, yo, I'm going to take a picture with Dom because it's going to be cool. They're like, yo, nah, I don't even want you around, bro. Like, move. Like, go the other way. But everybody else, they show up like, yeah, even though I hate this guy, he's cool to me, and I want to take a picture with him. So Dom has it right now because I don't know how his merchandise sales is going, but if he's just doing Judgment Day type merchandise, he's good.
Yeah, he's good. This can be arguable, and then I'm not sure if he's a heel or a babyface. He does a lot of heelish things, but he kind of muddles that line of a Steve Austin and The Rock. But LA Knight right now can arguably be named as a babyface, one of the best babyfaces. One of the best heels in the business right now, because he has a heel character, but for some reason, the fans cheer him like a babyface. So it's kind of hard to see who's the heel and who's the babyface when it comes to LA Knight. Even when he fought Bray Wyatt, was Bray Wyatt a babyface in that match, even though he had a dark character? Or was LA Knight the babyface in that match? You know what I'm saying? So some people kind of muddle that line. But you can dare say that Dominic Mysterio and LA Knight are probably two of the most popular wrestlers on the WWE roster right now. Other than Seth freaking Rollins, which I want to give Seth his flowers, man. Real quick, Mr. Everything, and we're going to talk about Seth Rollins. Let's go ahead and make that switch. With Seth Rollins, man, and he's been wrestling with an injury. I know you've had a couple of injuries yourself, man. Can you speak to the tenacity that you have to kind of fight through an injury and still remain at the top of your game and the champ like Seth freaking Rollins?
Absolutely, man. Injuries are nothing to play with. I know people who can break a fingernail and their whole day is ruined. they can't do nothing else. They can't even think about nothing else because it's like, my finger hurts. But us as wrestlers, we're psychotic. We're crazy. we just keep going. And to have an injury and still go through an entire match. When I blew my knee out a couple of weeks ago, it was five minutes in the match of a 20-minute match, and I still had to go through the entire match, and I made it through. And then in the following week, I wrestled 3 matches, and then this past weekend, I wrestled another match, and I'm still not 100% on healed. Seth Rollins is that guy who goes out and still, because we love this so much, and this is what we do, and we're doing it more than just for us. We're doing it for the fans and the families and everything else. And we definitely got to give Seth Rollins his flowers because he took some crazy, unnecessary bumps and slams and everything else in that match with Shinsuke Nakamura. When I was watching, I was like, man, your back is really toe up. You really are not going to be able to walk tomorrow. It's crazy to see the things that we do, the lengths that we take to be able to entertain the fans because we love it that much. We adore it. We love the fact that we can take your mind off of your everyday life just for that 10, 15, 20, 2 hours of a show. Seth Rollins, shout outs to you because it's not easy. It's not easy by a long shot. I mean, because the thing about it, on the independents, somebody like me, if I have an injury and I still wrestle my match, the adrenaline is what's pushing me through it, first off. So I really don't feel much of what's going on anyway. Once that adrenaline calms down and it's time for me to go home, I don't have a driver. Sometimes I don't have a plane ticket. I don't have a bus ride. I have to drive myself. So once that adrenaline comes down and you start feeling all that pain, it's like, oh man, how am I going to function tomorrow? Somebody like Seth Rollins have the greatest doctors in the world. They're all right there. But a lot of the independent guys, we don't have that accessible to us. So, again, shout out to Seth Rollins, despite what he has access to him, but it ain't easy.
Yeah, man, I definitely agree with you on that. LP, they kind of teasing that Seth Rollins is not going to be able to do what he's doing right now at a high level soon. Who do you think Seth Rollins should drop the belt to on Monday Night Raw?
If you look at the current lineup, I would say Cody, but Cody needs to beat Roman. I mean, I think that's ultimately what's going to happen eventually. Maybe. Let me not say that. I really think it's going to be Gunther. I think after Gunther loses, now that he's got that record, he's going to lose the Shorty G. And after that, he's going to go after Seth. I think it's going to happen in the same night. I think I could see him losing the belt that night, and then Seth winning against whatever this pay-per-view is, and Gunther starting that rivalry right there because they need to jump directly into it now that the Shinsuke rivalry is already, done.
Let me ask you a question, man. You don't see Damian Priest taking that?
I actually think
he's still floating around with the briefcase, man.
I think Damian Priest is going to cash in and not going to succeed because they haven't had let's not count Austin Theories, but there haven't been a lot of people that cash it in and not win. I think that he's going to try to cash his in, and Finn. I still think they're going to end up trying to break up the Judgment Day. They got them rolling right now, and it's good to see, but I still think they're gonna mess around and let that Money in the Bank contract. A lot of people think that contract that your boy gave him don't even got somebody said the contract not gonna be in it. But that kind of don't make sense. I kind of understood what they were saying, but like if he could easily take the contract. I mean, everybody know there's not even a real contract in there, but he could easily take the contract out and put it in. But I don't know. It's a lot of people think that gonna play a part in it, and that dude's gonna play a part in something when the Judgment Day. I just can't tell what it's gonna be yet. Because by now they could have already added him if they really wanted to add him. Like they don't want to add you. You keep on trying. They trying to skip past you and put
Jey Uso.
put Jay in there. So that should tell you right now they don't want you, bro.
Yeah, man, you got a point on that. I think that if they do let JD McDonough in, it's going to be like a Sami Zayn situation where you have the Trojan horse, and it's going to end up breaking up from the inside. But it's always somebody from the outside that comes into the family and breaks it up. So I think once JD McDonough comes in, I don't think that they're going to be the Judgment Day how they are right now in this moment. I think they're completely going to change, and they're probably going to change directions too. But where does that leave the members? But at least the experiment worked, right? At least Edge should be proud somewhere patting his back that he was able to put the group together in the first place, man. And I think that I would have loved to see Edge kind of ride it out as the leader of Judgment Day, and then they turn on him maybe like a year in. I think they kind of did it a little too early, but at the end of the day, it still ended up working. Each one of them are champions in their own right. And Judgment Day is on the road, man. So, yeah, you're right. They did kind of skip past. JD McDonough has been sacrificing himself for weeks. And Jey Uso came to Monday Night Raw. They was like, hey, man, come on to Judgment Day. like, damn, you ain't going to make him work for it. You ain't going to struggle. You just like, hey, you came, hey, come on. First round draft pick. Come on to Judgment Day. Give it to me, man. You know what I'm saying? I could definitely see that. But man, let's you know what I want to do real quick? I want to do a new segment. I want to introduce the fans to a new segment. We see wrestling videos all the time of amateurs and people who just do Mr. Everything don't like this word, but botches. You know what I'm saying? They don't like it, but I'm gonna say it. But you see these things all the time, man. So I kind of wanted us to do some reactions to it. So this is a new segment. I haven't made the graphic for it, but I will. But I just want to get you guys' input on this. Beautiful people, if you're watching us, check out these videos, these wrestling fails in our new segment, things that make you say, damn.
What is this? Charade getting on the top floor in the high rent district. Here he goes, crossing himself.
He's done.
Things that make you say damn. Mr. Everything, on your ratings of darn to damn, what's that rate? That is
and just to talk about that match in particular, I know both talent. He ended up having a broken skull at the base of his neck. He did recover. He did heal. He was able to come back to wrestling very long time, after recovery and everything like that. What he was attempting to do was to do a kind of like a 720. So he was trying to do 2 backflips and to land flush, on his stomach, and it just didn't work out well for him. The guy that he wrestled was I can't think of brother's name, but he has worked with AEW a couple times. I think Charade still wrestles for a little bit. I don't think he really does too much anymore. But again, the testament of how much we want to continue, the man still kicked out. and
yeah, that was crazy to me.
He was telling him, he was like, look, don't kick out. And he still tried to kick out. And then following that, the man just pulled him in and pinned him again. He didn't even do another spot. He said, man, just don't kick out. Because there's no point of us even continuing, because you're not even gonna be able to stand right now. Okay, even sit up, like you can't even roll over, bro. Just take the pin. We'll figure it out later. Just take the pin. So,
yeah, that was good. Yeah, that was kind of rough. LP, on a rating of darn to damn, what would you rate that? And just in case you missed it, let me show it again.
What is this? Charade getting on the top floor in the high rent district. Here he goes, crossing himself.
Sam, what would you rate that from a darn to damn?
That's a big damn. That might be the second worst injury I've seen in wrestling. That would probably be the second.
Yeah.
I think everybody thought it was it for him. Like, you don't want to see that in real life. Somebody down, not get back up. And I think that nobody think he was getting back up.
Yeah, I think they thought he was going to stay there for a while, man. But that was definitely a damn moment. I got another for you, fellas. I love doing this. This is going to be kind of fun. We got another rating. You got to rate this from darn to damn. Here we go with another video from things that make you say damn.
And Bandit, the power of whatever deity you worship and anime on their side, but it's not enough.
That was kind of rough. I don't ever let see like saying women get hit like that, but she got smashed with that chair, man. Real quick, Mr. Everything. How would you rate that on the scale of darn to damn?
That was a Sabu. So that was a damn.
That was a Sabu move, huh?
Yeah, that was a Sabu.
You got caught at the Sabu.
That was actually one of our members of the Best Damn Nation, Mr. Jason Kincaid, in that match. So that was the one who Sabu'd the woman who was an anime fighter. So yeah, I've had that happen before. I've had a chair thrown at me, and it somehow went around my head and smacked me in the back. It was thrown at my face, and it went around the head and slapped me in the back of the head. And it was, I don't have footage of that, so you don't want to worry about damning me.
Oh damn! I wanted to see that. Oh man, LPZ, how would you rate that video on a scale of darn to damn? And if you missed it, let me show it again.
And Bandit, the power of whatever deity you worship and anime on their side, but it's not enough.
Yeah, I'll get that an Alabama damn. That damn chair once again. that was she took it like a champ.
Yeah, she took it like a champ. I thought she was gonna do something with them kendo sticks. I was like, oh snap! And then he threw that chair in her face, and it was night night after that. Oh man, we're gonna have to do some more of those videos. So Best Damn Nation, thank you for watching things that make you say damn. We're gonna have some more videos for you online, so you can check out our all of our social media pages and check that out. Your boy Slim Majors over on YouTube said, "Damn, that was a big damn with the exclamation mark on that thing."
Can we get that? Can we get that Bobby Lashley slam to Mr. Everything? Can we put that on the list?
We gonna show it. I gotta get it. We'll do it next week. Why you fellas come home, man?
Why we gotta do it?
When I watched that live, I was like, damn.
Oh man, listen. I got to show the video, and I'm gonna go back. I don't know if they'll flag us for it, but I got to show the video of when Mr. Everything fought. What's your boy name? In WWN. Veer Mahaan. When Mr. Everything fought Veer Mahaan, and then kick him halfway outside the ring, and he was laid out on the ropes like he was taking a nap. I got to show that. Mr. Everything, you got to give some videos, man, the things that make you say damn, the Mr. Everything edition. Maybe you can show some offensive moves of you doing some things to some people.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
Let's show me beating people up instead of me getting my butt kicked all the time.
Yeah. Oh man, that's great. Hey, listen, let's go. Since we're talking to Mr. Everything, I told you earlier I was trying to get in shape, lose a couple of pounds, man. And Mr. Everything is, of course, he does everything, but he's also a certified personal trainer. And if you need some services from Mr. Everything, just go on his social medias and check him out. If you're a man and you got titties, he can turn it into an A cup. You know what I'm saying? So he got you on that thing. So, Mr. Everything, I want you to give to people some tips and tricks that they can do to be able to get in shape. So we got to go to school with Mr. Everything and Mr. Everything's Academy of Wrestling, Hard Knocks and Backdrops.
Oh man, so a couple of tips. One big tip in terms of exercising, trying to lose weight: stop drinking water. Stop. Just stop it. Just cut it out. Like, it's not doing what you think it's doing.
Stop drinking water?
Stop drinking water. Water adds weight, and it just sits. It swells. You have to get something with some electrolytes. So if you're gonna have water, do some additives, add some electrolytes to it, so that way it can replenish what you're actually putting out, because your body is sweating. As you sweat, it's going to crave what you're actually losing. So whenever you start drinking water, it pulls it in and it holds it, and that's what adds more weight to you. So stop with the water. Get you something with some electrolytes, with some Gatorade, or get you some water and put some additives in there. Just stop drinking the regular water, because it's not helping you. Stop lifting heavy. You're just building big. You're just putting on big muscles under a bunch of fat. You know, you're renegading right now. You're renegading. You put the suit on. Stop lifting heavy. If you want to be able to lose fat, use smaller weights, higher reps. That's how you do that. Smaller weights, higher reps is going to get you to the end of it. And as you work on your smaller muscles, that also helps prevention of injuries with the bigger muscles. You see a lot of guys talking about their pectoral, their bicep tears, and things like that. It's because they're lifting so heavy and they're not working on the smaller muscles to be able to support the bigger muscles. So smaller weights, higher reps. It's going to get you to the finish line. Also, stop sitting around and resting so long between sets. And you can see people, they say, okay, I'm gonna do 3 sets of 10. And they sit there and they do the first set, and then they sit there and they text their mama, and then they check their taxes, and they pay their child support, and then they order DoorDash so that way the food is there by the time they get there, and they drop a TikTok, and then they go and do the next one. You're not doing anything but just killing time. Okay, so shorter rest time between sets is going to get you to the end of the your workout. And also breathe. That is a big key factor in working out, is breathing. A lot of people don't realize that you stop breathing and you hold your breath when you work out, especially guys who get on the bench or they want to lift heavy. They get there and they go, that's not doing anything for you. You're not putting oxygen in your body. So you need to be able to breathe as you do your workout, so that way you can put more oxygen in your body. It gives you more blood flow, and it gets you to the finish line. Breathing gets you to the finish line every time. That's
it. So those are the 5 tips that you can do to lose weight from certified badass MMA fighter, boxer, professional wrestling, the Green Eye Bandit, your mama's favorite wrestler, and he can whoop your daddy ass, Mr. Everything. There it is. You need some fitness tips and tricks check out Mr. Everything's page, or you can listen to the Best Damn Wrestling podcast, and we will have more Mr. Everything's fitness tips to get you through the day. You know what I'm saying? Real quick, we're gonna go off of wrestling real quick and go on football, because I have to acknowledge what Colorado's head football coach is doing. The one and only Deion Sanders is doing something special on the West Coast. He took a little known team and put them in the national and international spotlight just by coaching in his style and his presence. He's doing something new and something fresh. He took his sons and some kids from an HBCU, which everybody was crapping on and saying, why are you taking these little unknown guys and putting them in your program? He took those kids that he was dominating at Jackson State with and brought them over to Colorado, and now they're dominating on the national stage right now. Deion Sanders is turning heads. And he's getting a lot of attention, and these kids are really benefiting. I look at Deion Sanders like he's a motivational coach, man. You know what I'm saying? Like a what's my man name? Like a C.T. Fletcher. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like a Les Brown. I look at Deion Sanders in that same light, because things that he says transcends football. Is really making these men, better people, better leaders in their community, and not a lot of programs across the U.S. do that. Deion Sanders is doing something that HBCU coaches have been doing for years. He is turning these boys into men, and not just men on a football field, but he's improving their quality of life, and the wisdom that he's given them, he's instilling into them are things that they wouldn't get any other place. So I just got to salute Deion Sanders and what he's doing, man, because I think that's huge, and I think that he is on the precipice of changing college sports and college football for the better. You know what I'm saying? And I wish that more coaches would take the lead in some of the things that he's doing. Now, he's getting just as much hate as he is getting praise. You know what I'm saying? But if the man keeps on winning, and if he backs up everything that he's saying, if he takes Colorado to the national picture and the championship picture, man, he will submit himself as one of the greatest coaches. Even within the year, he ain't even did much yet. But just the way that he's going, and the way that he's turned that program around, man, there is something to be said about that. Mr. Everything, what you got to say about Colorado, man, and what Deion Sanders is doing?
I honestly don't know anything or much of it because I don't watch football, but I have seen videos and clips when you talk about in terms of the hate that he's been getting, which makes no sense to me. I mean, the man obviously knows what he's doing, and my mentality would be, why not follow and see exactly what he's doing and kind of emulate that in some kind of way, so that way to make you and your team more successful. I did see a clip where he went to go and, shake hands with the coach of an opposing team after the game was done and his team had won. And he went to shake his hand. He went to give him, the bro hug, and the guy pushed him off and walked away. And then, he did a press conference. Well, he's not a part of us, and da-da-da. Who cares? The man came out here and he did something that no one, first of all, went and tried to do, didn't want to do, and what he could do. So let the man eat. You know what I'm saying? Like, give him his respect. He's done a lot in terms of the game of football in his own career, and now he's passing along to these younger guys who probably would not get this opportunity for anybody else because like you said, they were a nobody team who no one wanted to take a chance on, and now look at them. They're all over the place. So shout out to Dion.
It's something to be said for you to take a chance on yourself, and then for people to see that, and then take a chance on you. The amount of money that Dion was requesting, Colorado couldn't even pay at the time, but they was like, you know what, we gonna find a way to get this money. And now with all the eyes on Colorado, sponsors are looking. They gonna get that money to pay it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? They gonna find a way, man. And like I said, I love what Deion Sanders is doing right now. Even in wrestling, even in football news, man, your boy, I think it was Aaron Rodgers that's out, that just had an injury. That's not Aaron Rodgers, is it? Not sure. I got to go back around, but man, I love what Deion Sanders is doing. So I got to take my hat off to Colorado, man. I'm actually I haven't watched college football in a long time, but you know what he's doing is definitely making a lot of people pay attention, and made me pay attention and tune in to see what Colorado, if they was the truth or not. And them boys are definitely the truth, man. So we're looking forward to seeing what more the brother Deion Sanders is able to do. Mr. Everything, it's been a hell of a show, man. Thank you for riding out with me. Best Damn Nation LP, I guess he had some connection issues, so he had to step away. But you can follow him on all his platforms at One Click Photography Shoots to see what your boy LP got going on. Mr. Everything, what you got going on, and where can the people find you?
Before we get to that, we've got one more thing to mention. Shout out to Miss Becky Lynch on her win with the NXT Women's title. I mean, wow. Can't believe you forgot that. Wow.
Yeah. I don't know. I was looking through my list and I was like, did I miss it? I usually have everything up, you know what I'm saying? Very organized and strategic. But I was running late, so I kind of had to scribble it down. But yeah, Becky Lynch is your NXT Women's Champion. She beat Tiffany Stratton, which Tiffany Stratton put on a great match, and she was bigger than Becky Lynch in the ring. More muscular, a little bit more athletic. And I'm excited to see what Tiffany Stratton, where she goes from now, and if they go ahead and bring her up to main roster, which I'm thinking they might do, because they've been showing her on Monday Night Raw and some of the big premium live events after NXT champion. So I'm pretty sure she's going to make that transition very soon. But if she doesn't, I still hope that she stays down to NXT and develop her character and maybe create some type of a rivalry with Becky Lynch and really help her boost her legacy, because now Becky Lynch is a Grand Slam champion, and she has won the NXT title for the first time in her career. At first, we were like, why is Becky Lynch going down to NXT? Why are they dropping everybody down to NXT? You know, Baron Corbin is down there, Mustafa Ali is down there, and now Becky Lynch is the new women's champion. I think that was big for Becky Lynch, and I think that she was genuinely happy to have that accolade and have that responsibility. And we'll see what kind of matches that she has with some of these women, because she can really help build up that women's division. And now that WWE has officially merged with Endeavors and UFC and become TKO, maybe NXT will be established as its own brand by itself. And if they bring certain stars down, then they can revitalize that career and then bounce between NXT, Raw, and SmackDown. But we shall see. But yeah, congratulations to Becky Lynch, man, for winning the NXT Women's Championship. That was big things right there. You know what I'm saying? That was a big pull. Let's talk about it real quick before we end the show, Mr. Everything. You let everybody know where they can find you. But how do you feel about main roster talent jumping down to NXT?
Man, it's a double-edged sword. You know, some of these guys and some of these women that go back to NXT, some of them, you know, they build their star power a little bit higher. Some of them not so successful. Look at Apollo Crews, who went back to NXT, became very successful, came at the main roster. We have not seen him but one time, and the one time that we saw him, he got mollywopped. Guys like Baron Corbin going back down to NXT, he's doing pretty good. Mustafa Ali as well. Dolph Ziggler is another guy who went down to NXT and was very successful. I mean, he was putting on matches like, yo, who is this Dolph Ziggler? And the thing about that is we've always known this Dolph Ziggler. We just never had anybody to be able to put him in the ring with, to be able to showcase that kind of Dolph Ziggler. And then after that, he just disappeared. We haven't seen anything from him.
I think the last time I saw Dolph Ziggler was on Family Feud with Steve Harvey. That was the last time I seen Dolph Ziggler, man. And you know, you're right. I think when he did go down to NXT, he definitely reestablished himself as a lead player, man. And I think that be honest with you, I wouldn't even be mad if they switched it up a little bit and a lot of the older wrestlers that are on their way out go down to NXT and put on a different show with some of these younger guys. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I would love to see everybody. Listen, everybody over I would say 45 should go down to NXT. You know, you got Bobby Lashley, AJ Styles, who else? Brock Lesnar. Put all them on NXT and then watch that product turn around. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Look at what New Day did. New Day went down there, NXT, won the tag titles, came back, and not only did they come back to the main roster, they brought Pretty Deadly with them. That was a big thing all in itself. And Pretty Deadly has been doing very well until one of the guys got injured, but they were doing very well for themselves on the main roster. So that's the big thing of the double-edged sword, is going down, doing something spectacular, and how well can you bring that back to the main roster? How well can you transition back? Becky Lynch going down to NXT, she's now being able to kind of release the reins or the chains per se that they have on the main roster talent, and she can go out there and put on some really high caliber matches with a lot of these women and see where it
goes.
Have fun. And the one person that I could see that could come back and kind of take the title from Becky Lynch if Tiffany Stratton is to go to main roster would be Nikita Lyons.
I don't think that they've been really utilizing Nikita Lyons. I know she's been dealing with some injuries and stuff, man. But man, I thought Nikita Lyons was the next up, bro. I thought that she was definitely going to be one of those women who takes on who takes the title, man. And I definitely saw it. But man, Nikita Lyons, and I got this right here for all the Nikita Lyons fans. I ain't looking. I'm not looking, but y'all can look. Yeah, see, Mr. Everything looking. He looking. Your girl Nikita Lyons.
Read the words. I was trying to read the words.
Nikita. Yeah. I don't see nothing but black heels. Absolutely nothing. But your girl Nikita Lyons, man, a lot of people were kind of slating her to win the title. Slating her to win the women's title. And I hope that she does come back and becomes healthy, because she had a really good character and she looked like a real threat inside that ring, man. So I think that Nikita looks good. Valkyria, I believe her name is Valkyria or something like that. Mm-hmm. She's been getting a lot of rubs from WWE legends like, you know, Becky Lynch. I guess that's one of her country women. And Rhea Ripley kind of gave her a rub a couple weeks back, and then she had a fight with her. So I'm pretty sure they kind of poisoned her to do something. I'm not sure what that is. But I like Becky down in NXT, and I hope that they bring some more eyes to NXT, and I hope that she has knockout, drag out fights with the women there, because they need some leadership like that. They got your girl. What's her name? Louise Hammond Cheese, please. Dana Brooke. They got your girl Dana Brooke down there, still losing, and I don't know what it is. But it was interesting watching the match because half the people were saying Dana sucks, and the other people were saying let's go Dana. And the fact that they telling Dana that Dana sucks to her face, NXT crowd, it's a very small gym style wrestling ring. So you get to hear everybody telling you suck, and I'm pretty sure it's worse on a grander stage. But how you come down to the minor leagues, as you say, and then everybody seeing you for who you are. And I'm not saying that Dana Brooke can't do nothing. I don't even want to talk about Dana Brooke, but just the fact that she's down there and she's trying to establish her character, but she never really had one in the beginning. So I think that if the fans don't connect with her, then it's not going to work. But I think that Becky can really do something on that main roster with those women and put on some amazing matches like NXT used to do.
Absolutely.
All right. Now that we got that out of the way, tell the beautiful people what you got going on and where can they find you?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. If you guys want to link with me, go to my TikTok, official Mr. Everything, my Instagram, Roosevelt Conyers LLC, Facebook, Mr. Everything, Victor Andrews. What I got going on this weekend, I'm actually off, brother. I'm going to relax as much as possible so that way I can get my knee to 100%. Right now, I am at 91%. Recovery. And how do I know? Because I'm a computer and I can analyze my own body and tell how much more I need to go to be able to heal myself. Okay? Anybody wants to ask him. Next week I will be in Arlington, Virginia for MATW, and I'm also doing a couple of Fleet DJ things going on next week. The following week I will be in Raleigh, North Carolina for Gouge. It was a plan for me to be in Canada at the beginning of the month, but I think they're going to hold back just in terms of budget until around November, December time. So be on the lookout for that. Finish up a couple of movies. Still working on getting this business off the ground. Working on a couple of things in terms of like mental health and physical health. Yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Just out here grinding hard, grinding really, really hard.
How are you not tired? I got tired just listening to you. So I'm like, damn, he's running all over the place. This dude sleep. Does he sleep at all?
I don't sleep. If I was asleep, recharges me and I keep going. Yeah, I'm like the Energizer times 10.
Oh man. Well, listen, if you wanted to catch Mr. Everything, go on his social media, see what he got going on. He all over the place. So whenever he stop, make sure you tell Mr. Everything that you said hi and you enjoy watching him on the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast, man. Like I did last week, I want to give a shout out to all the truck drivers out there that show us love and listen to us on the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast, man. We appreciate y'all. A big honk and 10-4 to all the truck drivers out there that listen to you, boys. Thank you, and thank you for your service of getting our stuff all over the U.S. like he does. You know what I'm saying? Just giving a little love to the boys with the big wheels. You dig? Well, listen. My name is Brian Renegade. You can find me on all platforms at Brian Renegade. The big thing I got going on right now is I'm just planning for my wedding, man. So getting ready for that. Trying to find a suit that actually fit these monkey ass arms I got. They're these huge arms. I keep busting out of my suits like the Incredible Hulk. So I need to find something that's good. So I'm excited about that, man. And of course, we got Blue Hearts for Autism going on. Blue Hearts for Autism, you can go there and find resources for individuals that have autism. If you want to donate, you can donate directly to the Blue Hearts for Autism organization, or you can buy some paraphernalia, or you can buy some freshly roasted, freshly ground coffee that gets to you from the roaster to your kitchen in 2 days. You know what I'm saying? So If you want some good coffee, if you want to support a good cause, go to www.blueheartsforautism.com and support what they got going on. And of course, like you said, you can visit me on all my platforms at Brian Renegade. And if you want to support the show, you can go over to Instagram at the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. You can visit our Facebook group at the Best Damn Wrestling Nation. You can visit our Facebook page where we post all of our content at the BD Wrestling Podcast. You can visit us over on Twitter at Best Damn Crew. You can visit us on Twitch if you have a Twitch at the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. And if you have a TikTok, you can visit us on TikTok at Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. And you can also visit Mr. Everything's TikTok at
Official Mr. Everything.
There it is. Everything official. And if you want to support the show, well, you can go to that platform, or you can go over to our Patreon, www.patreon.com/the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. For as low as $5, you can join the boys at the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. We got behind the scenes footage for you. We got knickknacks, paddywhacks, all kind of paraphernalia that you can join, and also you can support the show with what we got going on, man. We bring you a show live every Wednesday, but you can also check out all of our content on anywhere that you get your podcasts: Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Audible, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram. Wherever you listen to your podcast, you can listen to your boys at the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. We got some more stuff coming for you, Mr. Everything. When you go to your next wrestling event, man, let's interview some indie wrestlers. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
We can broadcast live from the show.
That I can do. That I can definitely do.
All right. Well, listen, man, I can't hold you no longer. I know you got some bad man things to do. You know what I'm saying? That was my horrible Jamaican accent. Bad man things to do. Beautiful people, we will see you.
Whoa. Really gonna do that?
I am tripping. I forgot the most important part of the show. Mr. Everything, before we leave, do you have a motivational word or word of advice for the beautiful people? I kind of jumped ahead of myself. Sorry about that. But yeah, do you have a word for the beautiful people?
Yes, I do. And I actually heard this from someone else. So the credit is not mine. This credit goes to Jessica Maldonado of Chaotic Kingdom Wrestling. She is the wife of Jason Maldonado. I just went and wrestled there this past weekend in Sherwood, Arkansas. And she was saying how she was sitting at a stoplight and the light was red. And she was sitting there with her son. And their destination was just on the other side of the light. And they kept sitting there and the light was taking so long to change. And she just kept sitting there. She was trying to figure out why the light was taking so long. And so she looked at her son and said, "Isn't this just like life?" And he said, "What do you mean?" He said, "Because you go so far to get to your destination and it's always just right there. But it's always something that's stopping you from getting there. But you have to keep going. You have to, sometimes you just have to wait. We're so much in a rush to get to where we want to be that we realize that sometimes you just got to wait. It's right there. We can see it. We can touch it. We can it's right there on the fingertips. And we want to get there so bad, but there's some reason why we can't have it right now. We just can't get to that final destination right now. So beautiful people, just wait. The light of change at some point. I also, and when she said that, I had to realize myself, because I want so many different things to happen for myself right now. And it's right there, like this business, it's right there. All I need is a building and some money, and it's right there. And I'm like, Harry, come on, someone give it to me. Someone, feed into me, invest into me, believe in me. And it's right there. And sometimes you just got to just wait. Because at the right moment, that light is going to turn green and you're going to get to where you want to be and you're going to have everything that you want. So don't worry about the red light because it'll turn green at some point.
Oh man, you went into your philosophical bag with that. Shout outs to the quotee on that, man. That was actually a really good quote, man. I like that.
Absolutely.
Oh man. Beautiful people, I guess my word or final word for today. There's a famous song by Bobby Farah. It goes like this. Here's a little song I wrote. You might want to sing it note for note. Don't worry, be happy. That's a very popular song. And I actually love that song because every time I hear it, it's very motivational. You know what I'm saying? We worry about stuff all the time. We worry about bills. We worry about our health. We worry about our kids. We worry about our spouse. We worry about our jobs, and we worry about our family members. But the thing is, you have to put in your mind and in your heart that you are going to work at happiness, that you are going to work at love, that you're going to work at relationships, that you're going to work on being happy with yourself. And that's going to translate to other parts in your life. So whenever stress comes up, whenever some challenges come up, whenever that stoplight that Mr. Everything was just talking about, whenever that comes into your life, don't worry. Pray about it. Set your mind to what you want to do. And then practice being happy. That is a word from your boy, Brian Renegade. Mr. Everything, was that a good word, sir?
Absolutely.
I tried to follow you.
You know what's crazy? We always have these words separately, but they always mesh together.
They always gel together, don't they? It's a beautiful thing, man. That's synergy. That's what that's called, synergy.
Absolutely.
Oh man, and we love delivering these words, man. So we hope that y'all guys take it in. I know a lot of people love our final word. It's just our way of giving back, our way of giving a little bit of ministry and a little bit of motivation to the people that need it out here in these streets, man. Don't worry, be happy. And if you had a red light, don't rush to get to your destination. The light will turn green soon enough. Just make sure that you're ready when it does.
Absolutely.
I think that's a summarized way of saying what you said. Oh man. Well, listen, beautiful people, we can't hold you no more. We will see you next week on the next Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. Mr. Everything, you are a gentleman and a scholar, sir. We will see you next week.
Bye-bye, bitch.